Yeah, okay. Okay. Day 2 of class. And hopefully we'll be back in person on Tuesday, unless we hear something else from the administration. So I do have the problem set here. It's just some problems from section 1.1 of the book, due Tuesday at 11 p.m. I also set up the grade scope. So if you go to our Blackboard now, because it's kind of connected to Bowdoin, I have to do it through Blackboard, not through my own website. But if you click on this, it'll take you to grade scope now. Of course, for me, it looks very different because I'm the professor, but you should see something like this, a problem set, and then like a due date. I also put, and you're going to have to like, photograph your, take photos of your problem set pages and or scan them to a PDF and then upload. I think I put some instructions here. Yeah, please upload it. It lets you upload PDFs or like JPEGs or whatever, but I strongly prefer like just one PDF file. It just Great so just handles them more nicely. And then yeah, like I wrote some general stuff about like, for yourself, it's good to show your work. I know lots of students when they do problem sets just jot down things quickly, but it will help you studying later and going back over stuff if you actually sort of like think about presenting it somewhat nicely. And also like I do encourage people to work together. I just strongly recommend that you go off and like write up your solutions on your own, because I think that part of like putting things in your own words is really important. One other logistical note I think I put here is that there's this thing when you upload assignments to Gradescope that you have to, it offers you the chance to assign pages to problems. So like if your first 3 problems are on page 1, you could do like problem 1, page 1, and you like mark page 1, problem 2, page 1, problem 3, page 1, problem 4, page 2. And this is important because the graders and I will grade everything in parallel. We'll grade like all the first problem, all the second problem, like for all students. And then we click through and it like just brings up the next student's problem. And if you don't select pages, it just brings up, it just says there's no pages selected. And then you have to click something and then you have to search for it. And it gets super annoying and tedious. And the graders don't get paid that many hours. So we don't want to waste their time. And so I think maybe this week I'll be nice about it. And then, or for the first problem set, I'll be nice about it. And then for the second problem set, I'll like stop accepting them if you don't do the page assignments. It offers you the chance. Some students just like ignore that and just quit after they've uploaded their file. And so please don't do that. Okay. Does that make sense? I don't know. I mean, until you actually do it, it might be kind of what I'm saying, might be kind of random. But it's nice that we can make things efficient for everyone. Okay. Cool. Yeah, and I'll post problem set 2 for next Friday soon. And then, yeah. All right. So then there was also this handouts page which we have. And like I said, we've been working on this handout. Let me switch to it. That's what we did in class. There's a few people who are joining the class today. Basically, we just talked about logistics. On Tuesday, we just talked about logistics and then started this handout. Let me bring the handout up. Okay, so, right, you guys did these first 2 problems in groups. And then I had some of the groups started looking at some of these problems, these like more questions, which are great, like, theoretical questions about like what happens in general with like systems of 2 equations and 3 variables or 3 equations and 2 variables, and just different. And we're going to explore all that. In terms of like sort of being ready for the problem set and stuff, I think it's actually better like if we just move on to page 3, number 13, and you guys can start. So actually we're going to do group work for like the first like another half hour, 40 minutes or so. And then we'll come back together and then I'll talk through some of the ideas and like start talking about this like actual algorithm for solving systems of linear equations, which is called row reduction or Gaussian elimination. And we'll start talking systematically about what that means, but I want you guys to play with some more problems. And then there's all the matrix language, which is it's really just a way of being lazy and not having to write out like all the equations and stuff, like just writing basically all the coefficients. Yeah, so I want you guys to try to work through page 3. And if you finish that, you can start, again, there's more questions on page 4 that are kind of more theoretical or conceptual. But why don't we do this? Why don't we just do group work again? And in fact, let's go, wait, let me do a couple things. I can post, in case you don't have this file again, I mean, you know where to find it, but wait, what am I doing? Oh, copy link address. Let me just put these in the chat again. And I would like to just go back to gather again, like for the first half hour or so. But that's the file. And then let me give you the gather. A second, sorry. And then, right, so the handouts are there, and then the gather link is down here beneath my office hours. But I'll put it in the chat also, especially for the people who are just joining the class today. It gathers a little funky, but I think it worked well in the last class. So yeah, so everybody can leave here, go to the gather. Some of you, hey, look, a bunch of you there. Go back into the same groups you were in last time. If you're new, just join a group and go to page 3 of the handout and just start working through those problems. Sound good? Winner? All right, I'll pause the recording until we come back.